You may have seen us before. About a month ago, David and I appeared to announce that RPG Day 2022 was well and truly on, and the month of preparation that you all carefully labored and crafted and made your responses for Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and other parts of the internet were not wasted. So, David, how did you enjoy RPG Day 2022?
I can't believe it's already been a month. It has flown by so quickly. But yes, yeah, it's great fun, and it was really good seeing everybody's responses. I think it felt like there were more people sticking with it for the entire duration this time round. And yeah, it was there's some really good feedback on there, and really good engagement, people posting to their blogs and things, which was great. I just hope everybody enjoyed having fun and spreading that positivity.
Yeah. Now, I you focused on the blog this time.
Yes,
Did
yeah,
you
that was
make it
most.
through every prompt? I think you
Yeah,
did. Yeah.
yeah. So some of them were a little bit on the short side. I mean, especially when it comes to something like, when did you first start doing RPG a day? And it's that, that's that's an easy one.
Do not
But yeah.
cite the old magic to me, which I was there when it was written.
So yeah, I did manage to get a post today this time, which is I think it's a first for me for about 5 or 6 years. So yeah, there have been many a time in the recent years that I've fumbled a couple of days.
Well, you always have those time crunches.
Oh,
August made sense in the first year, but has sometimes interfered with your schedule.
yeah,
But
just a little. It's fine. It's still good.
so, what was it like to be on the receiving end of your questions?
Ah, I think I know some people had problems with the week that was all about their character because they were currently the GM. But luckily, I haven't GM'd for a long time. And I'm in about 2 or 3 different games at the moment. So that one wasn't a problem for me. That was good fun. I got to reveal all about my um, ill-fated character in our current One Ring game, who keeps
Right.
being on the brink of death every session. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, they were good. They were really good.
Yeah, that particular week, I had some concerns. When I put the questions together, it's like, what's this going to be like? So I did an emergency broadcast on my podcast, for the GMs out there, for the forever GMs who are going to have this panic attack, like I don't have a character, because they do. They've got the
Yeah,
world, they've got all their NP, they've got a host of people to choose from.
they've got a lot
Um,
of characters.
yeah, so that they needn't have felt excluded from that, but I understood in the heat of the moment why they might. But and of course, people always react one way or the other to the word favorite.
Yes.
You know, and it's just a space saving device. We could say a game that you really enjoy, and in several questions we do,
Mm,
but it doesn't always fit in the space, and so sometimes we have to compress things down to a favorite or favorite. We've
yes.
been
There's always the problem where people interpret favorite as best, whereas
It's not the
sometimes
same. Yeah.
they can be very different. Sometimes your favorite game is certainly not the best of games. I know my when it comes to my favorites being Ghostbusters and West End game Star Wars. West End Star Wars is a great game, but it can get a little bit out of hand when you get a bit overpowered. I mean, I remember our old games when one of the characters was rolling about 25 dice at a time, when it was like, is this seriously how the game should work? But it's great fun. We really
Yeah.
enjoyed it, and hence why it's one of our favorites.
Right on. And I mean, and there's contexts, like I
Mm.
love chocolate ice cream and I love brownies and I love cheesecake. And you're not going to get me to choose one of those as the definitive dessert choice. But there are contexts where I'll definitely pick one over the other. And so the idea of being able to, there's the event is going to be around next year or the year after that, you, you can talk about one of your favorites.
Yes.
But yeah, it's hard, especially when you're looking down the barrel of taking it as a competition and saying there are 31 days and I've completed 29. I'm not going to give up now, but this question means nothing to me. That can be stressful at the last hour. Yeah, I surprised myself. I thought I would just be doing once a week in audio format, but it wound up being once a week for my podcast, once a week on YouTube, and every day on the blog. So
Excellent. That's
somehow
dedication.
things worked out. The feedback I got was that because it was easier to do things in themes, week-long themes,
Mhm.
um, the event seemed more doable.
Oh, excellent. That's good.
Like it's not starting from zero every day with a completely new question, which is how sometimes it
Yeah.
can look to
Because
people. So
each one kind of built upon the previous day, which is great. I'm glad that works. That's really good.
yeah. Did you have any time to search through the hashtag RPG a day 2022 to see what was out there?
Not a great deal. I'm hoping once my deadlines have passed, I'll be able to retrospectively look over
Well,
some of
it's
the
always
comments.
it's always going to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a few comments on direct to my blog, which have been very good and quite interesting to see what people's opinions have been. And yeah, it's always good to hear what people are thinking. So yeah, if you have any suggestions or anything like that, feel free to post on in the comments on my blog. That's the quickest way I'll get to see it.
Right. Or on the Facebook, the
On the
RPG a
Facebook.
day Facebook page is another place.
Yeah, I
A
need to go
nice
back and check all
repository.
of it. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um, it is nice when you're. I guess it's mostly in the blog post format or like the Twitter like text based format. I think it works really well when people share their answers with you and it creates a thread, a comment
Mm,
chain on your blog post or a thread in Twitter or elsewhere. That's nice. People coming in from all over and say, my answer for today was this, and I saw this other answer over here, which was awesome, and here's the link.
that's exactly what we want. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So what stood out for you? And any good posts that led to
Well,
mind?
there's so much. I mean, we have to mention the eternal workhorse of JDRD30, Francois Letarte, who from
Yes.
long, long ago has been involved and doing it in English and French every day.
Wow.
And this year, he discovered that the recording process didn't quite work for some of the videos. Not all the videos, but some of them, and it was random. So that the video would be released and it wouldn't play properly. So then
No.
he rushed and he found them all and he re-recorded the ones that didn't work. And so like he must have done something like 40 days for the for the 31 days. And
Wow.
then double it
That's
because it's English and French.
oh my God.
But there was lots of cool stuff like the stochastic agency channel. That's right here, featuring Brian Gregory. It's been quiet for a while. It has come back to life with new content, and the first thing that they chose to do was RPG a Day 2022.
Fantastic.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
great.
And a whole bunch of stuff is going to be going along with that particular channel, such as starting up a new YouTube channel and the technology changes and things like that. So that's been kind of fun. Old channels that used to be sometimes English, sometimes French, but have drifted almost completely into French or near silence. The Noel Inquisitor channel,
Mhm.
back with a vengeance, with strong RPG a Day 2022 posts in English. But while we're talking about French, the French role-playing community has exploded. There are so many videos from French RPG producers, and there's panels, and there's individuals, and there's week-long blocks, and there's everyday stuff. It's really slick.
That's fantastic.
Of course, not just French. We have a variety of languages. I didn't get a final count of all the translations we got this year. I know we had Spanish and French and German.
Yeah, we usually end up with those and Portuguese, and usually in Polish as well. So yeah, really good.
So it's pretty slick. And we can just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll on YouTube, and
that's fantastic.
It's pretty exciting. And then just in a normal search, we've got Twitter, and we have Instagram, we have Facebook posts, we have blog posts, we have RPG Net, we have forums, we've got Discord. It's just
so good. Thank you, everybody. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. And so once we finish this video, one of the things that David and I are going to do is start digging into the day 30 response, which was our what question. What should we do for our anniversary? So that our thoughts about it are top secret at the moment. And
I did particularly like the post that we should host it from the International Space Station, which could be a little bit tricky, but
I'm game if you are.
Yeah, definitely.
But even if we just have to go in by Zoom.
Yes.
Anyway, so hopefully we can have a manageable, practical, still fun yet novel 10th anniversary. And
do something awesome. A bit special. Wicked. And hopefully I'll be a little bit more organized and plan it a little bit earlier this next year, so that it isn't a middle of June when I suddenly think, oh God, that's coming up, I need to do things.
Well, you've been writing a lot and you've been working a lot, but even so, this year we did manage to give people a full month, those that wanted it to get ready. Good. But all right, so we don't want to keep people too long. We've kept them for 31 days already, but I was overwhelmed by the spread and the speed and the joy. I discovered a whole new group of RPG commentators and community last year in the podcasting community, and to see how well they took to RPG a Day, the way they supported each other, calling in on each other's shows and talking specifically about what people said. And some people were doing it daily, and some people were doing it weekly, and some people were doing it in 2-week chunks, and some really creative stuff and some really sincere stuff about actually playing. And it helped shape other conversations. So that was really impressive to see. And of course, because it's podcast, it's all permanently recorded. It's there to be discovered. You can track it down with the hashtag, or you can track it down just by finding different RPG creators and listening or watching or reading or
That's all fantastic. Love it.
Yeah. Would you have thought that such would be possible 9 years ago when you couldn't go to Gen Con?
No. It was just a case of, hey, I quite enjoyed doing that one about books. Let's keep that going.
Yeah.
See if anybody's interested. And it's great. I'm really impressed. Thank you.
Maybe. Yeah. And the last question, when did you get involved? I've heard answers from all across the spectrum. People, this is their first year. Last year was a pretty common one, I think, because people were even more trapped at home than we still are. And then people going all the way back to the first year, and it's really slick.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So I will let you go. I will let the internet go. And until we start producing updates about how the 10th anniversary is going to work and what might be involved and what we need to release to help you, get ready for it, this will be the last official broadcast for RPG A Day 2022. So that means the only thing left to say is,
Stay multi-classy.
you know it. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.